In today's video, we find out what happens when lovers get caught out. What happens when two women go off the rails and take the whole damn train with them? And how much does the truth hurt this time? Well, let's find out together, shall we? Hello and welcome to Lawd Lukan. It's time to stir the pot, spill the tea, and pretend like we're surprised as we place an order for another episode of Love During Lockup. On today's show, Ayesha gives us a zoology lesson.
Snakes don't walk.
We get part 2 of the clash of the hot flash.
Yeah. Shots have been fired.
Felicia's got a little secret.
That monster does not play about me.
Rich's psychic says all the right things.
What's wrong with you?
And we meet Emily's nemesis.
If we were together, it would be way different.
All this and more right here on the Lawd Lukan channel. Salutations, enchanté, and moshi moshi to you. Big loves to those who've subscribed, you beautiful people. And a TWG Silver Moon tea to the lords and ladies of the Lukan Manor. So, mon petit pois, when we left the video last time, we were embroiled in a battle between Laurie, Kayleigh's mum, and Angel, Michael's mum. Laurie was ahead half a point and was mercilessly taking out the spectators, leaving Kayleigh, who wasn't even playing in the first place, behind with -3 points. So let's get back to the matriarch massacre, the hormone thunderdrome, the battle of the broods. Forget the winter sports in Milan because we've got the passive-aggressive Olympics right here. So grab your helmets because we've got round 2 of what we're calling this time the clash of the hot flash.
Round 2 of the shade parade. It's the clash of the hot flash.
Oh yes, in case you missed it, each contestant scores a point for every successful scorn landed, but they get that point removed if it gets deflected or rebutted. Each point is awarded in the shape of the butt of brutality. Before we start, let's go to the contenders. So, Angel, how do you feel leading up to this final round?
So, if she wants to be a bitch, she can be a bitch. I'm just going to come back with it.
That's what we're expecting here tonight. And what about you, Laurie? What do you make of your opponent?
She thinks she's better than everybody else, trying to be a mother to my child, talks to my child out of context any way she thinks she can.
I think she's the only one who has tried to be a mother to her child. Don't you see this here? This isn't exactly what I would call a child. I believe you call this a grown-ass woman who's big enough and stupid enough to take care of her self-made problems. Your job is that pieces picker-upperer. Perhaps you should, give that a try and put the cotton wool and guilt away. So, when we last saw them, Laurie had just scored a point with this uppercut to the ego.
And that's why I think you're such a mom.
But can Angel counter and parry that nugget of joy and take away the point?
Says a lame-ass felon.
Ooh, that's some crippling realism from Angel. Well, if you steal a couple of rings from a dead body, you deserve to get bodied in the comeback. So that's Laurie's lead gone, leaving her with just half a point. But Angel hasn't finished quite yet.
They need to do it for themselves. It's kind of like a drug addict. You can't make them get better.
I know, right? Can you believe it? That's another point on the board for Angel, who's definitely not looking quite so angelic now she's got Laurie on the ropes. And Laurie knows she's not got enough ammunition to return fire, so she tries to create some space.
I don't talk to you.
Right.
We don't speak.
There's kind of a
So
reason, but go ahead.
Please tell me the reason.
Angel spotted the weakness and went straight in there to keep up the pressure. And Laurie's done the argumentative equivalent of sticking your chin out and going, "Go on, son, give it your best shot." So, Angel obliges.
Because I don't think the way you raised your child and the things that you did to your child, I would ever do to my child.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, a little bit slappy. But I'm not sure if it's worthy of a point. But I'm going to have to go to the judges and see if they agree with the decision. Well, good job.
But your child's the one in prison.
Correct. Because of his choices.
But you don't think you had anything to do with that? You don't think that you raised him any kind of way?
Now, that's the pot calling the kettle a darker shade of grey. Considering Kayleigh's not exactly made the best decisions with her life. She can't go taking the moral high chair over that one. In fact, I'm going to go pass it to Kayleigh to make a surprisingly honest assessment of the situation.
You do kind of enable me, though, because, I haven't made the best choices so far. I'm financially tapped.
Yeah, take that, hoary Laurie. I think that deserves taking a -1 butt from Kayleigh and spanking Laurie with it, meaning that she's now down to -1/2 butt. So Angel tags herself back in and goes for another one.
I'm sure I did raise him some kind of way, but you know, when you're a felon too, you cannot talk.
Absolutely. She puts the hippo into hypocrisy, the turd into sturdy, and the lorry into, what? That's a tough one. Give me a moment. Corruptible. High five. Anyway, did somebody say hypocrisy?
Oh, I can definitely talk because I came out and made a difference.
Made a difference to her bank balance, more like, by doing a David Crapperfield and making it all disappear. Wasn't she the same woman who robbed the dead person, stole from an elevator company so she could get an iPad, then got herself a shiny new drug habit and went back to prison? So, you know, good job.
I don't know why you think you're so high and mighty.
Oh, I don't
and
think
what
I'm
makes-
high and mighty. I just know I'm better
please.
than.
Better than who?
Ooh, she's got to set that one up so Angel could go and knock it down again. Laurie could have said something like, yeah, slightly better than the slap in the face with a petulant starfish. Speaking of which, how is your sex life? But she didn't, of course. She said,
Better than who?
which is just handing Angel the next point.
You.
Burn! Let's rack another point up for Angel. But you know what's good for a nasty burn? Well, you need to run it under some water, don't you? And what do you know? It just so happens that we've got some on hand.
Yeah.
Shots have been fired. Oh gosh. Okay. My purse.
My
Oh, bless Kayleigh, though. She caught some shrapnel from that last exchange.
My purse.
my
Bless her. But that all happened so quickly. We need to get a replay to see what really happened. So, Laurie is quick on the draw and she gets a shot to the boobie. Angel gets a hand to it and deflects it over Kayleigh. Then Angel grabs her weapon of mass hydration and goes in for a shot in the back. Ooh, that's chilly. But who won the skirmish? Well, let's check out the damage. Angel has had to have a little blurry bit put over her nipple, but that's quite a decent wet patch. Laurie's got a bit see-through too, but it's on her back, which I guess is a win for us. So it's looking quite even to me. But the deciding factor is this.
coffee.
I am so done.
Later, bitch.
For
Oh dear, having to go back for your purse is a bit of a loss to me.
for
Only in your dreams.
I wouldn't do you. You've done too many old ones.
Is that the only reason? Because she might have been with someone old? It's not the best comeback in the world, that is it. But she could have gone with something like, I wouldn't want you and your overbite. You could lick my front bottom and bite my back bottom at the same time. So, what's the scores at the end of the match? Well, Kayleigh is in third with -2 and a soggy pass. Second is Laurie with -1.5 putts. That is about to make her car seat all damp. But the winner is Angel and her blurry nipple with 2 points.
Go put her back on leash.
Okay.
Wow, how exciting was that? But how could we follow such amazingness? Well, how about a healthy dose of mentalness and a haunted trailer? Would that make it better? Well, before that, we've got to transcend ourselves over to Houston, Texas, to see Rich and Felicia. And today, Rich is off for a psychic reading. Here at the Psychic where they say that when you come in, your reader will geet you and introduce themselves. You get a good geeting when you arrive. Nice. Maybe that means that the allegedly rude staff will just call the peace on you when they're running an hour and a half late, like this particular man did. Or maybe it means they'll get it mostly wrong and ask you leading questions so you can give them a bit of a hint of which way to go. That rug won't stay particularly white, they have to keep their shoes on while they're walking all over it.
I really want to get outside counsel on trying to see if I'm on the right path.
You're on Love During Lockup. That generally means that life sat-nav has taken you down a back street and off a cliff. So Rich explains the whole background bit. How he dreamt of her and was drawn to the website for prison pen pals. Speaking of which, should we drop in and see how our profile is doing, shall we? In case you knew, we've been messing around on this site for a little while. Ah yes, good old writer prisoner. We even went and made ourselves a profile to see if we can attract ourselves a prisoner. Here it is, Lawd Lukan. But no way, we didn't get any emails. I changed my profile picture and everything. It used to be this. Why wouldn't you want to date her? I even used this profile picture in a video that I'd never finished from 2024, where I went online dating as both a man and a woman to compare the experiences. Even with the name, Catfish, I still got loads of interest. Men can be very strange creatures. In fact, through being a woman on an online dating site, I got quite good at spotting a waste of time for my little catfish, like this guy. Why do we need to see your door? You know it so he can say, check out my wood. Swipe. Okay, well, if the guy's a rugby top with the collar turned up, swipe. And this whole thing is offensive. He looks like an Xbox avatar. Hate his hair, hate his tiny little mouth, hate the fact he's showing his knuckle tats like it makes him look tough. Swipe. Then there's this guy. Clearly that's a small single bed in his mum's house. And you know he's lying about being 5'8". He says, "No, I'm not the tallest person." Hobbit. Swipe. Mum's spare room, single bed with the kids' duvet. Swipe. Freelance writer of ransom notes. Swipe. Then there's this weirdo. 15% mentally disabled, 3% polite half-man, half-vampire. Swipe. I think I got a little bit overprotective of my little character. I didn't want just any old crazy person talking to her, you know. But of course I did also have a male profile too. But the women weren't quite as entertainingly bizarre. There was this one. Okay, fairly reasonable, but then you read her profile. I don't party, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't like tattoos, I don't like dogs. She doesn't like Swipe. If you want me to finish that video after 2 whole years or so, then do let me know down in the comments. Or better yet, who wants me to run their online dating for them? I'll find you a proper man or a woman or whatever you like. Anyway, back to the prison pen pals, and I'd like to play a little game, shall we? This one is called Creeper or Keeper.
Are they a psychopath? Are they a sociopath? Let's play a game of Creeper or Keeper.
Oh yes, for this game the rules are pretty simple. I'll show you the most recent people on the website Write a Prisoner, and you have to pop your figurative balloon when it's a no for you. Or if you don't fancy that, you can just play Guess the Crime. There are 3 stages to each person. First we look at the picture and decide what they might have done. Then I'll show you how long they got. Then we finish up with what they did. And you decide if it's a yes or no for you. We've got a girlie and 2 boys, just to mix it up a little bit. Okay, so contestant number 1 is Latoya Gay. No giggling in the back. The delightful Latoya is age 30, is incarcerated in Virginia and seeks a US pen pal. That rules me out straight away. She's 5 foot whatever, looking for an emotional social companion. Not so much social though, really. I'm interested in finding someone to talk to, and I'm open to a love after lockup situation. Well, it just so happens. My hobbies include drawing, listening to music, dancing, cooking and reading. I'm educationally driven and truly enjoy learning new things. Okay, not bad so far. She looks quite normal. If she's pretty smart, maybe a little bit of fraud or something like that. A spot of larceny. Let's check out stage 2. Okay, so the earliest release is May 27th, 2042. Alright, okay. Going slightly downhill from here, I believe. She's not on death row, which is great. She doesn't have a release date. And we don't know how long she's been incarcerated for. But she's not serving a life sentence either. Where'd you sit so far? Let's have a look at the crime, shall we? Conspiracy to commit murder, stroke murder. Yeah, that's delightful. Contestant number 2. Here's one for the ladies. This is Dominique. That's a girl's name, isn't it? My name is Dominique Saunders. Here's a bit about me. 26, well-educated, looking for somebody who is also well-educated. Someone who has big dreams and can work towards goals so we can help each other. I like to laugh, read, learn new things, spread the wealth. That means he wants your money. And love the ones I care about. I like a woman who has self-respect and is independent. He wants your money. That's a little about me, what I like, and what I'm looking for. Okay, well, I imagine for the ladies is quite soft on the eye. Let's get some more info, shall we? Earliest release date, April 20th, 2031. Okay, so that's 5 years. That's not too bad, is it? On death row? No. Good job. Incarcerated since 2017. Okay, so that is a reasonably long sentence. Serving life sentence? No. Okay then, what do you think so far? Did you pop your balloon yet? Have you guessed what the crime could be? Well, let's have a look, shall we? Robbery with a deadly weapon ×4, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, felon in possession of a weapon. Okay, well, great. So let's do one last one, shall we? There we go. Look at him. He looks. What did he do? Send a strongly worded email? Apparently, he's kind-hearted, easygoing, good sense of humour, appreciation for real conversation. I believe laughter makes life lighter, even when circumstances are heavy. Likes reading, writing, working out. So, typical prisoner then. I enjoy humour, thoughtful letters, and getting to know someone beyond the surface. I'd really enjoy hearing from you. Kindly, Brett. Well, it's quite nice, isn't he? Well, a little bit vanilla. What do you think the crime might be? Let's take some more looks. Earliest release date, October the 1st, 2040. Well, yeah. It's only another 14 years away. It'll just be a healthy 52. Doesn't look it though, does he? Latest release date, 2048. Well, on death row? No. Incarcerated since 2024? Whoa, so he got 24 years. Whoops. Serving life sentence? No. Incarcerated for? Oh, you know this one's gonna sting. Murder and harassment. Good job. And how did you get on? Did you find anybody you liked? Anywho, let's get back to the story, shall we? So, Rich is sitting down with Diana Rose the psychic.
Sweetie, you don't have a problem meeting a companion, being with a companion. That is not your problem.
Blimey, she's managed to break him already. He's only been sitting down for a minute. Although, considering he's already told her all about her predicament, you could probably guess that he's looking for someone and has pretty much given up on free girls. Which means that he's probably a wee bit on the desperate side.
She's saying things that nobody knows.
She's not being completely honest with you.
Well, I could have told you that, but she does say some stuff that does make sense.
What's wrong with you?
You're the bloody mind reader. But there is a teeny tiny weeny little thing that she's kind of neglected to tell him.
That monster does not play about me.
The ex-boyfriend, who did a little tiny weeny bit of murdering, is due to be released 2 months after she is. But if she went to jail when she was quite young, doesn't that suggest that murdering isn't the only kind of crime that he's interested in? If you know what I mean. A bit, Jeffrey.
You're very emotional. You're very sensitive. And
No shit. The guy who walked in and pretty much instantly started crying. Whoa, however did you guess? Next we're off to London, Nevada, to get a little light relief from Emily and Justin. I could have worded that better. And Emily is turning on the waterworks again after reading a message that she got ages ago, but suddenly she finds it upsetting.
I don't know what's going on with the money I just gave him. But he's just using me for everything right now.
Ugh, she's such a fakey actress.
Like, of course, I'm nervous that he's still talking to another girl.
I know, can you imagine? Talking to somebody else. I mean, the cheek of it. Imagine if he, started sleeping with other people, for like money or something. That would be outrageous. But, if he called it content, would that make it okay? Then we cut to Brittany, the woman who set them up, and Liz, the woman who lives rent-free in his heart.
He's kidding himself if he thinks he is going to be able to handle
Yeah, exactly, I know.
But you set them up. She asked you if you thought he could handle it. And then you went and asked Justin, knowing that he couldn't handle it. So why the hell did you even ask him in the first place? You can't go hating on her for what she did if you didn't even try to protect your ex-man from making a stupid decision. But there's one more stupid decision awaiting him.
I love you, I want to rebuild this, and I need to know, what is going on.
They were together for about 2 years, apparently, and by Liz's account, it really wasn't all that good.
We were very toxic at that point in time, so I feel like now, if we were together, it would be way different.
Ah, yes, the old next time will be fine routine. Yeah, that old McNugget. Because next time it'll be fine, right? Because the way to fix a toxic relationship is to keep trying, right? Okay, right.
He does love you. I just don't understand why it's hard for him to say it.
Yeah, I know.
Then we get this really weird part where they cut to slow-mo, but they don't actually do a slow-mo bit. I guess they're just trying to tease us with the idea that something interesting might happen. I also love how the crew must have popped a bunch of props around the place to make it look like it's not really totally empty.
What
DoorDash for slow-mo. And now it's off to our last heart-pounding stop of the day with MC Ayesha and Big R's creepy trailer. And after breaking all the rules of Horror Movie Club, Ayesha and Crystal are going in.
You sure you want to go in?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And as they go in, they're confronted by a completely trashed trailer. But luckily, Ayesha hasn't just brought her best friend along. No, she just happens to have brought along Sherlock Crystal, the super sleuth extraordinaire.
Oh my God.
It looks like it's been raided to me. Like maybe he was hiding something illegally.
Wow! It's like she must be a psychic or something. Maybe Rich should go to her for some life advice. But it's not just Detective of the Year that's on the scene today, We've got the honour of having Ayesha Attenborough here to do a bit of zoology.
I'm expecting a snake to walk out on me right now. Snakes don't walk, but they slither.
Good job. So now the pair of super geniuses, genealogy, whatever stuff, are really on the case. And it's all starting to smell a bit fishy. And I'm not talking about Bella's brothel. Michael, whatever, said he had a farm with some cattle and stuff like that. Maybe a horse or two.
There's no signs of the things that he described to me.
Well, he's not going to have left the horse in there, is he? You know, just leave them with a bale of hay and the TV remote and it'll be fine. Although he is a kind of outdoorsy sort of person. So his idea of a sweet little farmland property is probably quite different from the one that Ayesha the city girl might imagine. And as Columbo and Holmes are doing their investigation, they come across some interesting paperwork. So if you were crazy enough to be doing what they are doing, what would you do with all the evidence that you found?
We should take it.
Everything?
You know what? Help me.
Wait, what are we taking?
Everything. Because we need to
all
know
Mel.
what's going on.
Yeah, me too. I'd be going through all of that stuff. I'd even get a little whiteboard and some cool red string. Maybe even a little desk lamp to create that sort of, investigative vibe. Oh yeah, I wonder what happened to Auntie.
Do you think the aunt's still waiting in the car?
Yeah, it'll be fine. She's just, been massacred in the car, that's all. It's okay though, she was like old and stuff, she didn't have long anyway. Oh, no, there she is, still waiting, wondering why the hell there's a Cabbage Patch doll in the back. But she's quite curious as to what all the crap is that they brought back to the car, so she quizzes them on it.
It's a lot of mail, a lot of clothes, just a lot of
In
stuff.
the house?
Yes, really ransacked that house.
Mm-hmm.
Did Auntie just fart?
Mm-hmm.
Bloody hell, Gloria! You could at least open a window. Although I wasn't sure if she was just blasting a hole in the upholstery or just agreeing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's here where we find out what Michael's 99 years meant. When I took him at his word when he'd said that he was waiting for parole, you could kind of explain the 99-year thing. Because in some states, those people who don't have their parole cancelled or reinstated don't yet have a release date, so it defaults to whatever the default is. But that's clearly not what's happened here. Alabama has got some of the strictest HFOA laws in the country. And even though some have tried to repeal it, like in 2021, there was the HB 197 2021.
If you got in trouble 3 times, you got life. That's what, it was a 3 offender law, so Michael got life.
Which passed the committee, but hasn't become law. Is it right to lock someone up on this 3-strike basis? Well, that kind of depends on the crime, doesn't it? What do you think?
This is a lot bigger than what I could have ever imagined.
That's what all the girls say. But there is something about having a horizon that keeps you breathing. Doesn't even have to be real, it's just sort of the fantasy that serves you. The idea of one day getting back with somebody, the daydream of a hand that you might hold again, or the imagined version of the life you haven't yet lived. Those private little fictions, they keep you together. They give shape to your days. And when you're inside, whether that's a cell or a situation or a season in your life, that horizon becomes everything. And the thought of getting out is your oxygen. The countdown is your heartbeat. Take that away, and you can see what happens to some people. Some fold, some float, some cling to stories of release because the alternative is just too heavy to carry. But the truth does sit beside it. Some people do deserve to be locked away. Some actions are just so violent, so destructive, so unforgivable that we have to draw a line and hold it. Still, for the rest of us, for anyone trying to think straight, live straight, and keep their soul from drifting, that horizon is important. It's the world's lifeline, that thin, stubborn belief that tomorrow could be a better day. And if you hold on to that, even in the dark, you're already halfway free. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It's been a privilege to have you along for this little adventure. I've had a load of fun and I hope you did too. Well, you're still here, so you must have done something right. Either that or, you popped to the bathroom and I'm sitting here talking to your sofa or the dog or whatever. Wherever it is that you've watched from today, but I hope that it's happy and harmonious. So, if you like what I do, then please do like, subscribe, and check out one of these little beauties. And until I see you again, stay beautiful, love some more 3, and you take care of yourself.
Please subscribe now for our play.